First vlog I'm doing in a while. And what have I been doing the past little while? I've just been writing a few things here. I've been writing a little book on paper. Yeah, because for one thing, my laptop's been out. Technically it still works, but I would experience random shutdowns with it and would consistently get the kernel power error event ID 63. I've been very prone to getting that. I even written down entries in my notebook to mention of when I would get it. But not to worry, I'm set to get it repaired at some point. And I chose like this one place that's pretty professional. But let's proceed. I've been writing some stuff like for this potential book because as of right now, I'm currently out of the comic business right now, given the whole like program problem, that I'd ultimately decided to just take a break for a while. Gonna need some time to get my head straight and to relax a little bit more. So I decided to pivot to just writing a book instead. Setting the bar so low, I can't fail. Cause if Deadpool and Wolverine ever taught me anything, aim for the middle and you'll never miss. So you know what this book will be about? I've written this with the express purpose of doing like a documentary type story of how a fictional movie was made in the mytho realms. It's something I've had in mind for a while, and it's partially based on Looney Tunes and stuff. It's about this cartoon coyote who's written a script in the 1960s before Star Wars. It got rejected, and then he tries for several years to get the script made into a movie, and it wouldn't be until the 90s with the Tiny Toon Adventures analog being made that the ball would finally start rolling, and he would use his nephews, who were stars on the show, as leverage to make the movie. It'll be a multi-year journey, with like 3 different versions being made before the 3rd version was made. The first 2 would ultimately not go anywhere, and I've taken multiple sources of inspiration for this story. For one, I watch a bunch of documentaries on how movies were made, and one of the ideas for the thing being canceled again and again is a reference to Total Recall, about how it was originally a script written in the 70s by Ronald Shusett and Dan O'Bannon, the Alien writers, before they made Alien because it was cheaper and doing Total Recall would have been too expensive at the time. And then after like Alien was a success, they would try and make it, and they would make it with Dino De Laurentiis at one point, only for it to not go anywhere, and even sets were destroyed when the company was losing money, despite already being well into production, and it wouldn't be until Arnold Schwarzenegger came in that they finally leveraged the film into production. I've also been to the water park today, and I went on the water slide twice, finally faced my fear of it, and when I got to towards the bottom, I would just hold my breath and cover my nose, and by the time I got off the slide, I would just stick my legs down and finally land on my feet. A true cat maneuver if I ever did see one, as cats land on their feet. And I even practiced swimming seriously this time, with legs kicking and arms moving. I wouldn't call myself a good swimmer by any means. Like, I usually don't do well in water, and I would probably just sink. Got myself some McDonald's fries here, and I just finished off my 2 cheeseburgers and my Dr. Pepper. What are you going to have for dinner today? Or did have for dinner today? Or whenever you'll have dinner at some point. I'm not sure when or if this video will come out, as I rarely post vlogs like this. And this will be edited on iMovie, as my laptop will be under repair soon. My laptop charger still works, and I even found out when really thinking about it that every time the restarts happen, my laptop charger would always be plugged in, because I would always use it on my desk and I never really take it anywhere. use it to watch videos, play video games, and draw comics. I never go anywhere much with it. And as of today, I only had my laptop for like 1 year. 1 year. And it finally started going haywire, so to speak. I've chosen to go look for a repair person, so that way I can make sure there's nothing wrong with the laptop itself. And I've also tried everything in the book that I could think of, and nothing I tried worked. I even theorized that it could be like a faulty charger, but I find that hard to believe because the indicator light on the laptop shows that it's working. And there's nothing to lead me to believe that it didn't work. And I even tried it without a charger on it for a bit, and it seemed to go okay. I'll be bringing the charger with me with the laptop to the laptop repair to see if I can get them to check it out. I'll be dismissing any charger problems as false unless tangible proof is presented. As for the Century of Sadness, I have a few sketches done, but given the massive shakeup with the program with Fire Alpaca, plans for the Century of Sadness will be put on hold, and I won't do any more with Century of Sadness until further notice. Sometimes I wonder if I doubt it'll even happen anymore. But I'm still keeping it in case the possible scenario I am able to finish it one day. I'm just pivoting to another medium, a text-only book, because they're easier to make, and I don't have to draw as much, if at all. As of right now, my expectations are a bit low. I'm currently closing in on the process of moving out of the town I'm currently in with Mom, and my future seems a bit uncertain at this point. Having a bit of a quarter-life crisis where I ask myself, what have I done with my life? Nothing really much has been done. I've made a few comics. Only one of them gets 1,000 views. And I have no patrons on Patreon. Basically, I'm writing this book to basically set my sights a little bit lower. Like the fact I can write something that could go over 100 pages, the fact that it won't go out of proportion like the last time I tried to write a book before starting a comic. I'm just at this point where I'll take what I can get. And also, by the time I finish a summer vacation with Dad, assuming it will happen anymore after the move, because we might start moving in June, and we probably won't get there until July. Assuming I get my laptop up and running again, I'll begin writing stuff, and I might do more comic strips in the future, but I'm currently in the position of, okay, I'm pivoting to just comic strips full-time rather than full-on comic books. Clearly, comic books for me aren't really going anywhere, but for novels and text-only stuff, I can work with that. Yeah, because there's just so many pictures with so much detail that it's a bit daunting for me, and that doing such a thing would be a bit of a massive undertaking. If I were to hire an artist to do the artwork for me in a comic book, and I just become the writer, like Stan Lee, then I'd be more than happy to do it. And I released Charcoal & Co. into the Creative Commons for a reason. Because who knows if I'll ever get to make the things I want with them. And if I don't, I at least want them to live on in some way. One thing I hope to do once the moving is done, after my vacation with Dad, assuming it's even happening anymore, I'll look for a job in this new town and give myself a bit of a stable living, properly this time. And finally look for a driving test. I have driver's notes written down somewhere, but I've pretty much nothing to do with them, and I never got a driver's test, a proper one. I'm just keeping the notes around so that way in case the unlikely scenario I'm finally able to get a test in, I could finally do it. But until then, they're just placed somewhere gathering dust. Alright, got my composure. In conclusion, I'm writing stuff on paper. I've had some McDonald's. I've been to a swimming pool. Had some fun, so to speak. My laptop is gonna get looked at. And I'm more or less doing okay. At least I'm still here. And in case I don't make more stuff, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.